Here's what's coming up on Bengals Breakdown. We will get into the Tee Higgins trade rumors, theories, ideas, the possibility of signing Randy Gregory with his release impending from the Denver Broncos, what exactly the Bengals should do with Joe Burrow, and how much blame should go on Zac Taylor. Before that, though, when we launched our Bengals channel, we were one of 4 new channels here at Chat Sports. And unfortunately, we are bringing up the rear in pretty much all of them, which is not a place we want to be at this time. We would like to be better. Shares were really kind of far behind. Over almost 100 shares plus behind the Commanders, multiple behind the Texans. So help us out. Help us continue to grow by sharing today's video. You can tag me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. I'll retweet you. Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Help us out and share today's video. Let's move now to the Tee Higgins standpoint here. Now, there have been a lot of rumors, speculation for a while now about the Bengals trading Tee Higgins away. Now, he's in the final year of his contract, and he is due a long-term contract in the near future. And I've been like, no, I'm not going to trade Tee Higgins. They're contenders. Well, they're not playing well right now. And smart organizations, if they can't get it figured out soon, you still have time. I want to emphasize that. There's still time left. You should at least start to consider things like that. There's also the possibility, as my good friend Ben Solak points out on the Ringer NFL show, maybe Higgins should try to, force his way out a little bit. Here's what Ben wrote, or said, I should say. They don't do contract extensions in season in Cincinnati. If I were Tee Higgins, I would start making a stink. I'll put it to you that way because I don't want to play out the rest of the season taking body shots, running 5-yard slants, putting up no numbers in a contract year. That's not for me. Whatever is happening in this offense right now, I'd like to leave it a year early. Now, the Bengals also don't do very many trades in season, or trades, period. That's not really been their MO. But Higgins might very well not be a long-term piece. His asking price was pretty high, understandably so. Bengals are not willing to meet it right there. That's at least been the reporting out there. Maybe that could change in a year or half year or whatever. But there is at least the possibility of Higgins not being a member of the Bengals organization next year. Last 4 seasons for Higgins, his career actually, been about a 1,000-yard receiver. He has not been the same guy this year. Now, a big part of that is the offensive play. The design, the offense. Burrow's been limited. We'll talk about that later on. We'll see if Higgins even plays this week. I'm unconvinced that's a guarantee at this stage. But the Bengals have other longer-term options. You could draft somebody early on. You could give Andre Yoshivas some run. Everyone loves Yoshi after all. But moving on from Higgins would be punting on your season. You're not making it as far as you would like to make it. You're not making your team better at minimum by trading away Tee Higgins. So would you consider doing it, assuming the season does not improve with a win over Arizona this weekend, maybe getting another win before the bye? Would you consider trading away Tee? Y for yes, N for no. It's the pinned comment on today's show. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. I'm not trading Tee Higgins today. I have no desire to consider that for the Bengals organization. But if you don't start winning, if you don't win some games before the NFL trade deadline, you do have to consider it. It's not a fun thing to consider, but if you should at least listen to offers. Now, if no one makes a good offer for you, then keep him. You can always try to tag him or tag and trade him again. Next year, before the draft and before free agency gets going there. One team to monitor, by the way. This is mostly speculation, but it is been reported by multiple outlets, including NFL Network, that the Panthers want a number 1 wide receiver. Maybe they should have kept DJ Moore, but that's beside the point. They don't have a first-round pick, though. And my asking price for Tee Higgins is very high. So there's no first. You wouldn't get their first anyway. It's too good. But a second and change is probably what I'd be searching for Tee Higgins to get me to justify moving on from him a half year early when technically I'm not even going to be out of the playoff race until after the trade deadline, even though my chances might not be looking the way we certainly thought they were going to before the year began. So what is the percent chance the Bengals trade away Tee Higgins before the trade deadline? I'm looking at a very low figure. but I do want you guys to sound off in the comment section. Today's show is made possible by BetUS. 125% deposit bonus when you go to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code CHAT125. That way, if you have, let's just say hypothetically, a 6-team parlay and the 5 of the 6 teams hit, and then the Bengals blow it against the Titans and they lay an egg and you don't hit your bet, that's okay. You have extra money left over so that the next time you do a parlay, you'll end up making some nice money. Maybe speaking from experience from last week, who knows. The Bengals are favored this week against the Cardinals only by 3 points. Imagine telling somebody week 1 or before Joe Burrow got his calf injured, whatever, hey, the Bengals are going to be favored by 3 points against Arizona. You would have went, is Kyler Murray back and playing great? Like, is Joe Burrow, dead? How are they only favored by 3? Well, they've not played well. In a must-win game, it's desperate team theory. I like the Bengals at least to win outright this week. Go bet on them, chatsports.com/bet, promo code CHAT125. Randy Gregory, a surprise addition to the NFL free agent pool. At least he will be probably not long after this video, in theory, is officially announced. So the Broncos leaked, revealed, whatever, that they are going to release Randy Gregory. I'm sure they're trying to get a trade before they do that. We'll see if he's released when the processing would be done Wednesday afternoon. Broncos defense has been a mess. They want to focus on younger players right now. So Gregory is going to be a free agent a year and a couple months after he signed a 5-year, $70 million deal. Denver's eating a bunch of dead money. If Gregory signs with a new team, it'd probably be for basically the vet minimum. There should be some offset language in his contract that means he wouldn't get it all back, so you wouldn't have to pay him very much there. Gregory's sack numbers have been solid over the course of his NFL career. Not premier. He's not a great run defender, but he has been able to generate pretty consistent pressures, which is certainly valuable. His numbers in Denver do not stand out. 4 TFLs, 3 sacks. He was much better last year. This year, new defensive scheme. Things have not been the greatest. It's been an issue. I like to use pressure rate as an overarching view of how impactful somebody really is. His pressure rate numbers have always been really good. If you're getting 14% pressure rate, that probably means you're a very good football player, relative to the rest of the NFL. But those numbers did dip pretty significantly this past year, down to sub 9%. That's almost half of what it was previously. And you have to wonder for the Bengals specifically, do they need another edge rusher? You have Hendrickson, you have Sam Hubbard, you have Joseph Asai. You have Cam Sample. Miles Murphy, you did spend a first-round pick on, but I don't think Murphy's been that good. And to put it in perspective, by the way, as great as Hendrickson was last year, his pressure rate last season was actually lower than Randy Gregory's. I don't know if you need an edge rusher at this stage. I think you have enough pieces, and maybe you got to focus elsewhere right now, but just have the conversation, I think, in the locker room, or the front office, I should say. So would you add Randy Gregory? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Go vote in the comments section. Let's talk Joe Burrow. Could the Bengals actually bench him to get him healthy? Now, to be clear, Joe Burrow says he's feeling better. He's going to play. Zac Taylor said he's healthy enough to play. He's going to be out there. And I get it. The Bengals season entering week 5 really is on the brink right now. If you drop to 1-4 against the Cardinals, and you're going to be at least a couple games below 500 entering the bye, it's a really bad thing. That's why you have to have the conversation, because if I had just put up this stat sheet and not showed you who the quarterback is, but he's completing under 58% completion rate, got 728 yards, and I think the only offense to not get to 1,000 yards in 4 games with as many touchdowns as interceptions, I'm not entirely sure that's the type of player that you would confidently have out there. That you'd be like, oh yeah, this is our guy. It has not been good for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Frankly, the offense has major issues. I also don't think Jake Browning is going to fix anything. Yes, Browning can move a little bit more, which answers some of your issues, but there's a lot more that's wrong with the offense than just Browning. So I kind of think you're at the point you have to just, bite bite your teeth and play through it. It's kind of the way that's where I'm at. You deal with what you can. It's not great, but it's like going from a D to a D minus. Like, ugh, it's not good. So would you keep playing Joe Burrow? Type P for you're playing him. Keep avoiding the setbacks and hope it gets better sooner than later. Or S for sit him, get him right, and figure things out afterward. Sound off in the comment section. The Bengals offense is bad right now. This is one of the worst, if not the worst offense in the entire NFL, which is insane given the amount of investment currently devoted to this organization. Now, to that side of the ball. Burrow shares a good amount of the blame. The things that that makes him work, the accuracy, the touch passes, the pocket manipulations, beating blitzes, being quick with the ball out, a lot of those have gone away because he's so limited. The Bengals are not doing under center stuff. The pistols kind of emerged as some under center runs. I like that from a ground game perspective because when you're in shotgun, you're going to go one way with the football about 90% of the time. You're going to go to the opposite side because you're not going to run that many counters from the shotgun, you know? Pistol gives you the left and right. It's the two-way release. It makes it more viable there. But they're not doing under center stuff. Limits the play action. He can't move the same way he wants to. Not just like scrambling, rolling out, but those minute pocket manipulations that made him so good under pressure have gone away. Burrow cannot do the same things that made him rightfully the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. And the Bengals are now dealing with this too. And we'll go more in depth on this on the Zac Taylor side of it. But the Bengals' easy buttons, which I'd say refer to like simple plays, your third down plays, your beaters, your go-tos. Those plays and the designs and the structure and the scheme, a lot of them were just Burrow. Hey, third down, go empty. I haven't done as much empty right now because they don't have any blitz beaters. Well, they've got one, the screen stuff, but they haven't adjusted beyond that. So we'll spend some more time on how the coaching staff must do more here. But if you love the Bengals, this is the spot for you. Hit that sub button right now. More free Bengals videos each and every single day right here on the channel. Now, Zac Taylor, the play caller, of course, also deserves some blame. Not just me saying this or other Bengals media members. Take Taylor Lewan, the former Titans offensive tackle, saying this. I think it's the play calling. If you watch the Titans game, they ran the ball effectively, and they could have done that the entire game if they wanted to. Joe's not 100%. Take it out of his hands. The game got away from the Bengals, but yeah, we've said this for weeks now. You got to run the football more. They've been able to run the football, actually, I would argue, better than last year. Orlando Brown, Cordero Volson are good run blockers. Joe Mixon's averaging over 4 yards a carry, which is not a lot, but it's better than what he's been doing the past couple of seasons. They need to run the football more. They have to find a way to get some easier, just churning drives. They've not done anything right on offense. And if you're not running the football and you're getting yourself into third downs, they're screwed. Like, how many long third downs have they made when in years past it was like, oh, yeah, third down, Burrow's going to find Chase, Higgins will make a play. That's not there this year. The Bengals lack enough answers against the blitz. They've got some in that little screenplay they were calling last week, which helped, but then teams took it away with getting some press, and, well, now what do? Teams never blitzed Burrow before this year. They were terrified of it. He's too good. He's too smart. He's too accurate. He's going to make them pay. Now they're coming at him with no regard for the back end because they don't have the chances to buy time and get downfield because Burrow can't avoid a pressure or slide to the right side left. It's a problem. Zac Taylor has to do more here. And I think the biggest thing, they've done some of it. I'm not saying it's not there altogether. They need more of it. They need better execution. They need more from Burrow. They need more motion too. Getting some quick, easy stuff in motions. You can take some of the Mike McDaniel cheat motion stuff, get Jamar Chase moving, and quick pass to him. That's what they need to do next. So hopefully that happens. And a reminder, folks, if you haven't already, you made it to the end of the video, thank you. Hit that share button and help us out. Continue to grow here right now.